So he runs inside to go take a piss. And in there, he looks at the mirror, he's staring at the mirror like I'm staring at this with his reflection like this. Hey, you Blake, get fucked! How's everyone doing today? I'm be talking about the time in Snowfall when Franklin K was tripping balls off of acid. So basically, he was at this wedding for his uncle and auntie. They're getting married, and one of the people he worked with, or one of his ops, I think Scully, he basically spiked the chocolate fountain. There's a chocolate fountain at the wedding, and Scully spiked it, and there's this one that dipped strawberries in the fountain, and she's gonna go around handing them to everyone. So I can guess what's about to happen. And right before Scully leaves the wedding, because he has to go take care of some, he says to Franklin, "Yo, tell your auntie and uncle to enjoy the gift I give them." And then Franklin's like, "Wait, what? Wouldn't you give them air, extra breathing air? What's going on here?" So then everyone's after eating. A lot of people actually have after eating those strawberries with chocolate. It starts to hit Franklin. Like he looks up in the sky, and it's like, the sun's blinding or some shit. It's like he's in a desert. So he runs inside to go take a piss. And in there, he looks at the mirror, he's staring at the mirror like I'm staring at this with his reflection like this. Hey, you Blake, get fucked! And basically, he's looking into the mirror, and his face starts to melt like he's the waxman, or like the candle from Beauty and the Beast. And he tries to wash it off and shit. And then he starts hallucinating that one of his friends that he killed earlier on the season, Rob, he comes back, and he basically starts chanting shit to Franklin. Franklin's like, "No, I had to kill you because you were smoking crack. I couldn't trust you." And then Rob was like, "Oh, you had to kill me because I couldn't be your little crack slave. You couldn't have any control of me, so you had to me." And then Rob basically just whips out a gun and is like, "Hey, so my dad always did say what goes around comes around." And then Franklin saying, I don't know. He said something like that anyway. His dad said something about karma, and then Franklin's like, "Yo, what does that mean?" And then Rob goes like, "It means that once you do enough fucking, you start getting fucked." And then Rob basically whips out a gun, bang, shoots Franklin. But this is all in his head. This is not real. So then Sissy, who's Franklin's mom, pulls up and goes to Franklin and be like, "Yo, you good? You alright? And then she basically tells him, "Yo, listen, this is acid trip. We're all on a good time off of drugs right now. So, just go with the flow, let it happen, and everything will be a-okay." I swear an acid trip lasts several hours, 9 or some hours. So he's gonna have to go with the flow for a good while. And then he's like, "Fuck, I thought I was losing my mind and shit, They talking more, but then it starts to get a little bit more weird, because then Sissy says some shit like, "I wish I didn't have a son that put the white man's ass above his own people." And Franklin's like, he needs to leave, but Sissy won't let him, so he crashes out real quick so he can go. Other people are affected by this as well. Gustavo, the Mexican dude in Snowfall, he's affected in a good way. He starts, slow-mo, that's about to get it on, and he's like, "Fuck it," and he just rolls down the hill, rolls down a grass hill, having a crack. And I think Dion and this other guy are also affected as well. They're beating the shit out of fucking bitch, just fighting. I think Sissy also is affected, and she tells Jerome, "Everyone's with acid. Did you do this?" And Jerome's like, "Do what? What are you talking about?" She's like, "Everyone's affected with acid," and Jerome's like, "Oh shit, I'm higher than a motherfucker." And Franklin Saint in the bathroom again. He's chilling in the bathroom again. I can't remember right. I just seen the episode, but it's kind of weird piecing all together. And he hallucinates. He has another hallucination where his fiance, I think, or his girlfriend, basically his girlfriend, V, pulls up to the door, and he's like, I have a gun. But he's literally holding his hand like this. He's holding nothing. He's pointing an imaginary gun at the door. "I will shoot your ass if you step through this door. I will blow your fucking brains off," basically. And V steps through, and she's like, "Oh, you can't be a family man and a gangster at the same time. In the end, you're gonna have to end up. All of us are gonna have to end up betraying you, because that's the only way you can survive, by fucking you in the ass with betrayal." So then Franklin's like, "Yo, this shit not real. It's not real. It's not real. I'm tripping the fuck out." And he's walking through this mirror of hallways. Anyways, I just found it. And he's basically walking through this hallway of mirrors in this house, and he comes across this room, and he's looking around, and the phone starts ringing, and he talks to Teddy, basically, and he's talking to Teddy, and basically he tells him, yo, so if it comes down to it, I'm gonna send you to the afterlife before you can kill me, bitch. Yeah, that's right. I know how shit's gonna go. That's basically what he says to him. And then he's chilling in this other room, and he's about to walk out, but then an hallucination of himself says, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that if I was you. And this is where the iconic scene comes from of Snowfall, where it's like, him, Carnation, Cornell, bodies, shit like that. He's basically with that clip, he's basically the hallucination. Franklin's telling the real Franklin all the people that you killed, and Franklin's saying, no, I help people, I make people rich and shit like that, you know. And then his hallucination is like, you make people rich? What, with fucking cardboard? Wait, what's going on here? You killed someone who crosses you. You just kill people. You make it worse. And he's saying, oh, this is how this is all gonna go down to shit. He basically his hallucination self tells the real him that, oh, you only give a shit about yourself. You don't care about your people or anything. You don't care about making rich. You only care about having control. Basically, Franklin just telling the hallucination Franklin is like, yo, I went from cleaning the crusty white ass of a white man in store cubicles to being a rich businessman that sells cocaine on the street. And he's saying, oh yeah, you don't see from other people. The hallucination Franklin says, you don't. Fake Franklin, let's just call him Fake Franklin. Hallucination Franklin is just too long. Fake Franklin says, oh yeah, you don't see from their perspective, which is why this whole thing's gonna fall apart. And he's like, even if you do, it doesn't matter. Shit's gonna fall apart, gonna crumble like a broken ass digestive cookie or something like that. That was basically the final hallucination Franklin had in that episode. His fake self basically tells him, oh, you fuck people over. And then real Franklin's like, nah, I help people, I solve problems, shit like that. And I just want to do a video on this because I remember watching this series and I was thinking this would be a good moment to do a video on. Yeah, so I hope you did enjoy this video. Please do leave a like, subscribe, I appreciate it, and I'll see you next one. See you later, have a good one, goodbye.